Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with my review of Brightburn. So, Brightburn is a superhero horror movie. I use the term superhero loosely. It's more of a supervillain horror movie, but the basic way to describe it would be, what if Superman was a villain? Honestly, it's an entertaining take on the Superman mythos. Extremely grisly take on the Superman mythos, and it's not for the faint of heart. Anyway, moving on to the cast of note, we've got Elizabeth Banks as Tori Breyer, who is she's a young artist. This kind of ties in with one of the complaints I did have with the movie. There's a point in the movie where it's shown that she does have a job, like a regular 9 to 5 Joe job with required that has a name tag, but it's not entirely we're not entirely clear as to where that is because we never see her at said job. But anyway, she's a young artist who wanted a child more than anything. She's got a husband Kyle, a sister Marilee, and a brother-in-law named Noah. And she ends up she for the last 12 years has been raising Brandon, the young boy she discovered in a pod in the woods. David Denman plays Kyle Breyer, who's Tori's husband and Brandon's father. You tell that the character he's trying to be as good a dad as possible. He's the family lives on a farm, and they do have at least chickens. But he's not just a farmer. He also works. There's a sequence showing that he's good with repairing things, but it's not entirely clear. Is that what he does for a living, or is that just something he's doing? Like, oh hey, that door needed fixing, so so I better fix it. So yeah, again, that's something we'll get into later. Next, we got Jackson A. Dunn as Brandon Breyer, the adopted son of Tori and Kyle. Found in the woods near the Breyer farm in a pod that fell from the sky 12 years ago, and learning that he's much more than he appears. So we'll get into that in the breakdown of the movie. Matt Jones as Noah McNichol. He's Brandon's uncle, also a good friend of Kyle's, and Marilee's husband. Meredith Hagner as Marilee McNichol. Tori's sister, Noah's wife, and Brandon's aunt, as well as a school counselor for the county. It's a county school district, so yeah. We got Gregory and Alan Williams as Sheriff Deaver, who's the sheriff of Brighton County, and basically the face of law enforcement and overall law and order for the movie. All right, so a young couple breakdown for the movie. A young couple finds a baby in a pod in the woods near their home. 12 years later, that child, Brandon, learns that he is more than he seems, much to the horror of the town and that he and his parents live in. By which he discovers he's immune to harm, super strong, can fly, and shoot lasers out of his eyes. Sound familiar? He's also hearing broadcasts from his from the pod that brought him to Earth. There's the point early on that kind of gives a hint as to what was going on with Brandon's arrival on Earth, I think. It's never definitively said, so yeah. Well, it kind of is, but it's kind of, yeah. it pretty much lays it out right there at the beginning. So the episode, I thought it was paced really well. There's it's a really good supervillain movie. I thought great performances, some excellent makeup and visual effects. Ooh, that eye effect in the diner scene. Oh boy, yeah, that's gonna stick with me for. I don't think I'm going to have to watch the movie again to remember that one, at least for a while. Also, there's some really good production design in the movie. A lot, it, especially the characters' homes feel like, okay, yes, this is this character. This is very clearly this character's home. There's never a point where you see a character at home and think that's not that character's home. So, or hell, just you know, costume design. Yeah, overall production design was spot on, and I love the costume look that Brandon creates. It's really cool, I think. So the dance movie. They're not too terribly many. So in the they call it the end of the second act, beginning of the third act. There's this dream sequence that it feels just out of place. I mean, it's a well done scene, and it gets the point across. Yes, this is a dream sequence, but it's I don't know. It just with the rest of the movie, if it had been a dream that Brandon was having, it would I think it would fit. I think it would feel more right with the movie, especially if he was shown having dreams related to the broad what he's hearing from the pod throughout the movie. But it's his dad. It's Kyle. His dad having the dream. It's about the night that Kyle and Tori found Brandon, and like it just. I mean, it really just feels like it it's making it clear as to what decisions that will be made. I also felt like a lot of the characters just really. I mean, yeah, like I mentioned, the production design and costume design. You can tell. Yes, this is this character. This is where this character lives, but there's not a lot about the character. It's like I mentioned with both Kyle and Tori in their descriptions. It's never really clear what their jobs are. Yeah, I guess they raise chickens. Like I said, Tori has a job that requires her to wear a name tag, but you don't see where she works. And while it kind of looks similar to the diner uniforms, it's not a diner uniform. So yeah, um, a small now, and this is like the last thing, and really, I'm not holding against the movie because for a reason I don't get to it near the end. It's a small nitpick, but a meteorite or any other foreign object making Earth fall in this anywhere in the United States would have attracted government attention, especially in 2006. But that would have made for an entirely different movie. And to be fair, I would not have minded seeing that movie either. But I like the movie. I really like the movie we got. So yeah, I'm not gonna hold that one against it. In fact, if anything, that the idea of the government coming that was kind of explored in a comic from Marvel called Supreme Power, which I would definitely recommend it for a more adult take on the Justice League. Anyway, so overall opinion, it's a it's definitely an excellent addition to the superhero genre. Like it does get a major boost from utilizing what is probably one of the most well-known superhero stories ever. I highly recommend going to see this. It's definitely worth watching in theaters. So yeah, if you're a fan of horror movies, of superhero movies, seriously, go watch this. I mean, hell, this is not something. It's not based on some comic. This is, as far as I can tell, this is an original story set in a genre full of adaptations. So, yeah. Rating. I was really kind of going back between 4 or 4.5. So I gotta give it a 4.25. I think just those little things, kind of were just enough to knock it. It was definitely not a 5, but yeah. So 4.5 out of, or 4.25 out of 5. Anyway, as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put up new content. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon are in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spot signing off saying, live long and rock hard.